Hello and welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Ryan, and well, we're going to learn 10 of the weirdest British traditions. Let's go.
Quay for Weird Britannia. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down the top 10 weirdest UK traditions. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Well, I already saw a man snorkeling in a swamp.
The United Kingdom is crammed with cultural customs, but some are a little bit stranger than others. And for this list,
The biggest worm competition.
we're celebrating the strangest of all. Number 10, tar barrel racing. On November 5th, most of us are content to gather around a raging bonfire, eat charred sausages and watch firework displays. But for the residents of Ottery St Mary, that's far too boring. Box night by soaking barrels in tar, setting them on fire and carrying them into the centre of town as
Little
quickly
kids.
as they can. Fancy giving it a go yourself?
I feel like half these people just almost got caught on fire. Oh my God. What? Look at this! This lady is literally breathing in the flames. She bends backwards. I don't know how she still has hair. What is going on? This
Fancy
looks
giving it a go
awesome.
yourself? Unfortunately,
That's the coolest photo ever.
the privilege is only extended to people born in the town, or who
Aw.
have lived there for most of their lives. Number 9.
That would be so
weighing the
fun.
mayor. Over to High Wycombe, where the locals are pretty tough on corruption in local
We should really do that here in the States.
government. Ever since 1678, the
Weigh
mayor
the
has
mayor.
been publicly weighed at the start and end of their time in office. The reason? Because if the incumbent had put on weight during their term, the overeating was traditionally seen to be at the taxpayer's expense.
That makes sense. You should have to pay that back.
Historically, the crowd reacted by pelting the apparently corrupt official with rotten tomatoes and fruit. Nowadays,
That is
things are a
awesome.
bit more civilized, and the worst a heavyset mayor can expect is some light booing. Number
That's
8,
funny.
Up
I
Heliar.
like that.
Originating in the 1880s, an offshoot of tar barreling in fact, Up Heliar sees Shetland Islanders celebrate the end of the festive season with a nod to their Viking
A lot of fire going on over here in the UK.
history.
Didn't know you guys were pyros.
On the last Tuesday of January, the streets of Lerwick see up to 1,000 torch-bearing participants dressed as Viking warriors parade through the town. Their final destination
I would be terrified.
is a Viking longship, which is ceremoniously set
I'd be like, hide the children, hide the women. We gotta go. We're being invaded.
ablaze. Afterwards, the community comes
By the
together to
Vikings,
party
they're
with
back?
dancing through the night and what must
Vikings
be a
are back?
hefty clean-up the next morning. Number 7, Bog Snorkeling. Wales next, and if you happen to be in the Neath Arms in Llanerted Wales one fateful night in 1976, you might
Okay, now, I gotta say, Wales, compared to like the barrel flames and Vikings march, this is, I don't know, I think I'd rather grow up in the other parts of England. This is bizarre.
have been privy to a conversation
Not that Wales is in England. I don't know why I said that.
between regulars devising the rules for the noble tradition of bog snorkeling.
3, 2,
But of all the traditions, this would be fun to watch.
1, go!
I take it back.
The unusual sport caught on quite quickly, and since 1985, Llanerted Wales
This is a
has hosted
sport,
the
huh?
International Bog Snorkeling Championships.
Fair enough.
The wearing of flippers and snorkels is compulsory, and competitors are required to propel themselves through flipper power alone.
No arms.
Wetsuits are optional, but a shower before getting in the car to go back home is not. Number 6, the International Birdman. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Almost.
It's a Brit.
It's the International Birdman, and since
What?
1971, budding aviators have been
Dude, that could've
almost,
landed
it's the
on your
International
head.
Birdman, and since 1971, budding
He didn't even try. He immediately let
aviators
go.
have been flinging
Probably good because it started
almost,
going
it's
backwards, back into the
International
pier.
Birdman, and since 1971, budding aviators have been flinging themselves off of piers in West Sussex in various types of unconventional aircraft in an attempt to fly the furthest. Originally starting off in Celtic
Well, this
Pier,
guy's
the
using an
competition is
actual
now
hand
held in
glider.
Worthing and Bognor Regis.
That ain't
and is
fair.
divided into 3 classes. Condor class for the accomplished flyers, often with hang gliders, Leonardo da Vinci class for homemade inventions, and King Fisher class for enthusiastic amateurs in fancy dress.
He's gonna hit the boy!
You guys know how to have fun over there.
Oh, wow!
Number 5. Jack in the Green. As part of the May Day celebrations across Britain, which are already pretty strange, a Jack in the Green is the lucky participant of a parade who gets to dress head to toe in foliage and other garlands.
Is this like Jack and the Beanstalk?
To what, sir, do
What's
we
going
owe
on?
this pleasure?
You dress up as the Beanstalk?
Originating in the 16th century, where competitions between local guilds to create the most elaborate garlands got increasingly out of hand, the event fell out of favour in the early 1900s. However, revivals across the UK from the 1970s onwards
I think this is a Christmas parade.
mean that the tradition of dressing as essentially a massive hedge is still alive
The
and well.
walking Christmas tree.
Number 4. Worm charming.
3, 1.
If you hear worm charming and think of complimenting its new haircut, or
That's what I call going out to the bars here in the USA. You're going out to try to charm some worms.
maybe taking it out to dinner and a West End show, you wouldn't get very far in our next entry. Worm charming competitions have been happening in the UK since at least 1980, where contestants try to raise as many worms out of the ground as possible. There are many techniques for this, most of which in some way involve twanging a garden fork to vibrate the soil. And there are world records too, with a 10-year-old girl charming a whopping 567 worms out of the earth
A 10-year-old girl got
in
500.
2009.
Here's a worm, a real worm. You're winning.
Number 3. World Gurning Championships. Clearly ignoring their mum's advice that if the wind changes their faces will stay that way, funny face enthusiasts have been gathering for centuries at the Egremont Craft
Gurning. What is gurning? I mean, I guess it's making a funny face. Make a grotesque face. I never heard that.
Fair in order to gain their way to being crowned
Gurning.
world champion. With gallant gurners donning a horse collar for their performance, it's a simple premise really, but contestants go to great lengths to get an edge over their opponents.
I like this. People here are too, I don't know, they have too much pride or something. They're too easily embarrassed here in America.
From Manchester.
There's some people who just look like that naturally, though.
World-renowned gurner Peter Jackman even showed his dedication to the cause
World-renowned.
by having his teeth removed in 2000 to get closer to gurning perfection.
He had his teeth removed for gurning. Some people are dedicated to their craft, and I respect that.
Number 2. Nettle Eating Championships. Disproving the notion that English cuisine is bland and inoffensive, the Bottle Inn in Marshwood, Dorset, has been serving up stinging nettles to adventurous competitors since
I've never heard that British cuisine is bland. I've never heard that. These guys are eating stinging nettles?
the late 1980s.
That's a lot of nettles.
A tradition stemming from an argument between two farmers about who had the longest nettles in their field, with one pledging to eat any nettles longer than his. The competition now has dedicated men's and women's categories and attracts foliage chompers from all around the world,
Dip it in some
Too
beer.
many under the table. We do watch for that.
with past champions eating up to 80 feet of nettles. You need taste buds of steel for this one. Number 1. Cheese rolling.
There's no way.
How much do you love cheese? What would you do to win an entire wheel of it? If your answer
Anything. Anything for that wheel of cheese that's been thrown down a mountainside.
is run as fast as you can down an incredibly steep hill, then get yourself down to Brockworth in Gloucestershire, where every year hundreds
love
of
you
cheese
guys.
enthusiasts hurtle themselves down Cooper's Hill after a wheel of double Gloucester. This health and safety nightmare of an event used to be semi-official and run by an actual committee, but since 2010 it's taken place spontaneously to avoid any red tape worries.
Spontaneously.
It's balmy British eccentricity at its very best.
That is awesome. I'm so jealous because I can't think of a single thing here in the US that rivals any of those things. Even the bog snorkeling. We need to get a little bit more creative over here. You know, we've been around for a while now, the USA. We need to start coming up with some traditions. We're being embarrassed by the Brits. They're having way more fun than we are. And that's not okay. But thank you for watching. I hope you had a fantastic time. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm having a great day over here in Indiana, and now I'm signing off. Goodbye.